twice this week. We welcomed a new coach to Standout PT, and we got another one this afternoon. Who one's been like bit of face to face, bit of group, bit of lots of stuff that wants to get into online coaching.
Yep.
And then another one that was just like, do you help people like get into the online space as well? I was like, bruh, 75% of the people that we probably have through Standout want at least a online client.
Yeah.
Or see it in their kind of pathway. So I thought last week we did how to put on $1,000 in your business, revenue-wise, in 6 weeks, and how to do it in a gym floor.
Yeah.
And we went hard on walking the gym floor, making calls, doing all that sort of stuff. So I thought it'd be interesting to have the discussion around, like, what would you do if you were going to go online? Could you add that kind of revenue in the same time frame? What strategies would you have to imply? What matters, what doesn't matter?
Yeah,
those types of things. So I think I'd like to take the position from the trainer that came and stand out this week who has no online presence. So just started from scratch, post-so training a little bit, but there's never been a push.
Okay.
Doesn't have a brand, doesn't have a logo, doesn't have just like my social media is sometimes I train, maybe it's got some clients on there, but there's
nothing deliberate.
Assume it's nothing.
Yeah.
So where would you start to move into the online space? So I think
starting from scratch.
Yeah. So I think most trainers see there's a really huge disconnect in their minds between face-to-face and online.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's as different as you think. You're just not seeing the similarities. So that's my biggest goal today, is to like unpack how similar they actually are. And how to... My hat feels so weird with this shaved head. And when I move it, it feels strange. It's freaking me out.
Get used to it.
It's so wild.
You get used to it.
I know. I get used to having facial hair too. Yeah, so like, I hope today we can kind of point out the similarities, because if you've been successful face-to-face, how you can transition pretty easily. The first thing that tends to come up, and how often do we get it in Standout? Like, we had a question this week, like, I want to rebrand, or I want to brand.
Yep.
So when you're in the gym, how many people know your logo as a personal trainer? If you got a Good Life shirt on and you're training people, how many people actually know that your branding colors are white, black, and orange? How many of your clients know that?
No one
care about that.
Or very little.
So do you think it matters online? How much do you think it matters online?
Branding?
Like the logo, the colors,
I think you need a logo, and you need, it needs to be identifiable so they can associate that logo with your brand and messaging.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
do you think you can get clients without it?
We're define get clients.
So I think it's less important than people think, but it's still important.
Yeah,
that's probably how I'd frame it.
I think it's a box that needs to be ticked.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's way more things that you would double down on.
Yeah,
over it.
If I had someone starting, so the conversation I had during the week, I was like, you don't need your branding done to go start getting clients.
No.
You need... Because your brand isn't the colors and the logo anyway.
Yeah.
That's just your marketing kit. Like, it's not... Helps people recognize you, but you are you. So people know what you look like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So if you put yourself in your content, you have a message, you have an offer, and you have a deliberate strategy. That's more recognizable than your logo.
Yeah, I think it's a really easy box to tick regardless, though.
I agree.
Yeah.
I just think too many people that are in the face-to-face environment think they need to wait till their branding is perfect. And they worry about, my social media needs to look like STC's before I start marketing online training.
But your branding, that's not just, your branding's not just that, though.
Yeah, so keep going with that. So that's important.
The easiest way I would describe branding is like when someone thinks about your business, what do they think of? Like that would be so it's not, people don't think of us and go, oh, orange flames.
Yeah. Thank fuck.
Yeah. You know what I mean, though? Like they wouldn't think of it like that. It would be like each one of us as a coach would have a specific,
their own one.
Yeah, like a specific brand. Like it would be like, oh, you operate this way, you dress this way, you speak this way, you get these results, you talk like this, you enjoy that. Like all of it all together, they just be like, it's like an image. That's branding.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, just like thinking of the logo. Yeah. And it's the same when you look at the branding of STC Fit. It's evidence-based training, results-driven, you know, no bullshit, like, you know, no shortcuts. Like, that's the branding. Yeah. You know? So I don't think that I think like having a logo and, you know, having something to identify you as a business is something that you tick the box on. Yeah. But then I think you got to go, like, that's not where you go deeper. Like, you go deeper on the rest of the stuff. Yeah. It's like, what do I want people to think about when they see or hear my business? Yeah.
Because I think about the Coca-Cola logo when someone says Coca-Cola. Yeah. It's like, I think about the drink, the situations that I would have the drink in, like the branding of the message, like a Coke No Sugar is like the thing. Yeah. The Coke logo is recognizable, so is the Nike logo, but I think of shoes, not a tick.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said the other day, like when you think about Coca-Cola, like you kind of think about like enjoying like a nice cold crisp beverage with someone.
Usually, for me, it's a socially thing.
Yeah,
too.
with somebody else. So it's like yeah. That's what I think. Yeah, you know. So and that's what they want you to think. So you get to choose that for your business. Yeah, which I think is important when you go online.
Which when you're in the gym, that's how you train people, how you carry yourself, how friendly you are. Yeah, how much value you provide, how your clients move, the results you get, all that kind of stuff. That's normal in the gym to not be like, here's my logo. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, people don't care. Yeah. It's like, just, you don't wait to do a consult until you have the logo.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it nice that you have a sales presentation that's branded, that's put together really well and flows, and then it's the same as the other content you've already sent and all that kind of stuff? 100%. Yeah. Makes a difference, puts you at a different level, but it's not like you can't get clients until that's done.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's the big distinguishing factor.
Yeah.
So we paid, shout out to Forward Moves. Yep. We outsourced our branding. So we had logo refresh. Yep. We got fonts. We got colors based on the personality of the brand, all that kind of stuff. Yep. And spent shitloads of money on it. It wasn't like the next week we started getting more sales.
No.
It helped us with our communication because it helped us with our identity a little bit. But I think if you know what your message and your offer and that is, you can lead with that as you without spending the thousands of dollars we did to build out the branding kit. Yeah. Because I think people think they need to be us to get online.
Well, we all had like full books of online clients before we did the remake.
Correct.
And you look at our social media content before we branded things and it made it really consistent. Like,
it was trash.
It looks shit.
Especially mine.
It looks shit as. Yeah. So it's not that. Yeah. Like, yeah. Like even you take it another level, like people think like their content has to be like super over edited and like captured through like a ridiculously high resolution camera and shit. And then you're like, well, like there's people on YouTube that are like 4,000 subs just follow themselves around with like a fucking handheld camera and just talk about their day and shit. Yeah. It's like, that's not like you don't have to overemphasize like the quality, like too much, you know what I mean? Like, I think there becomes a time
there's detracting and then there's
I think at the start, like that's not going to be the catalyst to getting you the results. Like, don't get me wrong, like I think some form of continuity in like your marketing is important. You know, like having consistent colors and having a consistent font and, you know, all of that. But it's like, you know, just pick something that you like and pick a color that you like and kind of just like make it look congruent. And don't make it look like it's, been handwritten. Like, just don't make it look shit, you know? I think that that's enough. Like, and again, I don't think that that's getting in the way of that person, acquiring leads.
Yeah. If I sat down with someone that had a buttload of cash, I was like, yeah, do it. It's great.
Yeah.
Definitely adds another layer. You'll probably be able to maybe charge a little bit more.
I think you'll have to do it at some point.
Yeah. But I don't think it's entry level.
I think you have to do it at some point. Like, people do, when you land on a page and it's like sharp, it's clean, it's consistent.
Yeah.
Like, it does send the message of polished.
Yeah. Professionalism.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that is important, but I think you can still get a degree of that at the start. It's just like, don't treat every piece of marketing as its own piece of marketing.
Yeah.
Treat it as like a continuation of the marketing of your brand.
Yeah.
And it's like, cool. So if your colors are turquoise, blue, white, and black, make sure your posts have some form of turquoise, blue, white, and black in it.
Yeah.
If your font is Arial, for example, it's just like, okay, we'll make every post bold,
subtitles,
and then bold headings in Arial, and then the content in that or another text. Like, that's enough for it to be congruent.
Yeah.
So when people look at it, it's like, oh, every time I see this, like, I get these commonalities. That's why when even sometimes people might not look at the content, the actual content, absorb the content that we create, but they'll go, that's from STC Fit.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were on a mentoring call. No, you weren't there. I don't even know if I told you about this.
Oh, well, hit me.
Bro, so rough.
I've been a naughty boy. I've been
so
to the
rough.
calls.
So we were on a call, and basically someone had lost a very significant amount of income through a few of their top end clients.
Yeah.
In social media marketing, content creation. And the mentor was just like, what's your plan B?
Yeah. I remember you telling me this.
She's like, what do you mean? Like, she was like, what? If when? She's like, we can fix this problem, but in 6 months we'll be back with the same problem.
Yeah.
So last Thursday, we had Dylan, new trainer, going through this stage right now. I need to get a logo. I need to do this. In what did it take? 30 seconds?
Yeah, it was long.
Described him, described his business, described the clientele, described the look that he want, and produced, I thought it was actually really good, a logo in 30 seconds.
It's better than any, fitness business owner's going to do
by themselves. Yeah. So that's terrifying. But as a new trainer on a shoestring budget, you could lean into that.
Yeah.
Like, Dylan doesn't have clients yet.
Yeah.
It's like, cool. So get a logo and you can evolve. Mate, our first logo was a shield with flames in the background that were orange with green and blue writing.
So fucking mid.
My mate,
below me.
Shout out to Christian, but my mate made it for me, who was a graphic designer. And I think Dion ended up making the STC one.
Yeah.
The good
orange
one.
The actual one. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just digging myself off here.
But yeah, like, it wasn't good, man.
Nah.
And I had these fucking weird borders and shit. Everything looked trash.
Yeah.
I was booked out in 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't matter.
No one cares.
Yeah.
As much as you think.
Correct. So you could even then talk to chat, prompt it well enough. I need a branding kit. This is my aesthetic I'm going for. What Canva templates should you recommend? These are the colors I like. Can you help me pick colors based on the personality of my brand? And you could put that together and go put some 3 or 4 templates together on Canva. So you need a Reels cover, a carousel, a still image.
Yeah, stories. So.
And like a CTA.
Something for the stories.
Yeah.
To post your stuff.
Yeah. And then, like you said, that gives you the position to come from consistency.
Yeah, that's what you need, just seeing consistency.
We were talking about it in that call, actually, how it was like, if one of us, like, jumps the bridge, like I go on Fit or you go on Learn,
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's the text that Jason uses and it's laid out the same way. And it's like, Jace must be on the Learn page today.
Yeah.
Because you just have a way of delivering content the same that's repetitive.
Yeah.
So that's how I would probably tackle it right now if you were like, I don't have a lot of money.
Yeah. Branding kit wise, yeah.
Yeah. Second stage would be like go on Fiverr. Third stage would be 100%. Like, I would back, shout out to the girls, like Forward Moves, unreal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Unreal. If you've got the cash and you want to save the time
fucking
and get it amazing,
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, just invest in the people who are the best at it.
Yeah.
I agree.
But don't wait for that to be done to start.
Yeah, don't think that that's going to be... But and don't think, like, once you invest in that, that's going to be the catalyst to, like, floodgates are opening. Like,
Yeah.
A bunch of graphics and shit ain't going to entice people to work with you. Like, you've got to have a really, really appealing offer and good marketing to encourage people to do that.
Agreed. So then we step into... All right, so what if... Because most people spend longer on their logo and name than they do anything else.
Yeah.
What should they be spending their time on? I think I would say, what's the message? Who are you speaking to? What problems are you solving? And the offer.
Yeah. 100%.
Those two things come before everything else.
Yeah, you should be niching down quite significantly online.
Yeah.
And that's like tangible outcome, time frame, addressing like some form of pain point.
Yeah.
So it's like, I help this person get said outcome in this time frame whilst not addressing whatever pain point. You want to double down on that as much as possible.
Yeah. I think you have to go so hard down into exactly who that person is.
Yeah.
To make good content.
Yeah, like 5 years ago, we were doing it. 5 years ago, we were like males and females with a 10-year age bracket who just like want a hectic physique.
So go finish that thought.
Well, so like we were just like, if you want to look good and you had this 10-year age gap and you're a male female, like we'll do it.
Yeah.
Like we'll take care of it. Well, I think like now to understand a person and to double down on like the way they feel, the problems they experience, like the stories that they tell themselves, like, and you are trying to highlight those in the marketing, be like, I know you feel this way, and like this is what you do, this is what you act, and this is what we need to do to solve that. You can't be like just saying like you want to look better.
Yeah.
Isn't good enough anymore. It's like people need, and let's be real, like everyone's doing that too.
Yeah.
So to get even more specific, to create more trust, to pique more people's interests, there needs to be a really, really tangible thing that someone can see, because they're just seeing everything else everywhere as well. It's like, oh, I'll make you feel better, improve your performance. It's like, in what?
Yeah, everyone.
Feel better in what?
Yeah.
You know, where if someone's like, I'll give you more mental clarity, more mental focus, more strength, less body fat, 3 to 5 kilos of muscle, that person's crushing you in terms of messaging, man.
Yeah.
The people are going to be way more interested. And then once they're interested, it's on you to build that trust. Yeah. And it's like, that's your content, that's your value, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And then once they can see that you're the person, it's like they're deciding you, not that other person.
So I think that's the top level of like the surface level of the message offer. They sort of overlap in that, like, the messaging is, I'll give you this outcome, and then the offer is how.
Yeah, yeah.
Below that is like understanding every fear, every passion, every feeling that you possibly can about that person. And that's where I go back, and I've been thinking about this a bit lately. We kind of nonchalantly say like, oh, well, we got busy without that. We just didn't know what we were doing. So I used to be post aggressive shit in my stories. I get pissed off about other trainers that were doing dumb shit on this industry trend, and I'd just be like, fuck, this is stupid. Like, looking for fights on Instagram in the comments and shit, like, ready all the time. Now I'm old and
You've
tired.
changed, man. Now it's me.
I'm old and tired.
Now it's no, you had a kid. I don't.
Well,
so
that's
get him, Jason.
So that was the tone of my content all the time. So that was still messaging unconsciously.
I just don't think it was as congruent as we are now.
No, and because it wasn't chosen, right?
Because it was just multiple pain points, where now we're like, so doubled down. It's like, we're going to talk about this for this period of time.
My point is, I don't think we missed it as much as we thought we did. Yeah. We're just way more conscious of it now. Yeah. So it's like if you went to the gym and you did a leg workout, but you didn't know how to structure a leg workout, but you kind of did it okay, you still make progress. And then it's like, oh, if we write a program that's the whole week, block, month, quarter, you probably make more progress. I feel like that's what we did, but we still actually had messaging. I'm the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah.
And I hate everybody. If you hate everybody, come train with me too. I hate everybody except my clients. If you want me not to hate you, come train with me.
Yeah.
That was almost the vibe. So I think that actually created, because one of the things we're coaching now is like, you should put out a post, know that your client likes it. That's one tick.
Yeah.
That's like layer 1. Layer 2, I want you to know that someone doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's like a bit of a litmus test for me. Is like, does someone not like this?
You got to be okay with that.
Because if nobody doesn't like it, it's not deep enough.
Yeah, and let's like have a think about if we're talking about someone trying to build this from the ground up. They're like, I want to throw, like, it's about catchment.
Widest net.
Right? So I'm trying to throw the widest net so that's when they go real surface level on who they're trying to target. And I think that's the first place that they get it wrong.
Yeah.
And then when you go deeper on that though, the next layer is, but if I create these tribes, people will come for me. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, yeah, we almost want to create tribes because you have your own that's where you want to be.
Yeah.
And the people you want to cultivate, and that's not going to align with. He wants the people to almost just be like, no, that's not for me.
The ultimate goal is actually for people to come for you, and then your clients come for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that would be ultimate goal, right?
Long term, that's what you're trying to cultivate, right?
Yeah, like we've had it a bit on the YouTube channel.
Yeah,
like, get him.
Yeah,
it's the best.
Month of free coaching for you, bro.
Yeah.
1
Shout
year
out.
on the training app. Go
Shout
on.
out.
Have at it.
Comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did messaging better than we thought we did. It just wasn't on purpose. And if you're a new trainer starting out, working out what that message is. So being comfortable to be like, I remember going through this phase where like, I was like a Jordan Peterson simp for like 6 months. And I was like, heaps of people like think he's a misogynist or he's a this or he's a whatever. I was like, maybe I shouldn't talk about it. Whereas now I'm like, you're probably not going to enjoy hanging out with me for the next 12 months if you also hate him. Because we probably don't align on a lot of stuff. So if I'm going to quote him in my content and you don't like that and you unfollow me, we probably weren't going to have the best coaching relationship.
Yeah.
Because I align with whatever that thing that he said was.
Yeah.
That I spoke about. And to be clear, I agree with everything he says.
The rights back.
You're allowed to,
I was going to say the rights back for everything, so we can just say whatever we want.
Yeah. So